Hello, hello. Welcome to our first ever episode of the Slang School, Navigating American Informal Speech. I am Olga Evans, your guide in the slang-filled adventure. If you're looking to sound like a native, or you just want to laugh and show how quirky American English can be, you just hit the jackpot. So let's roll up our sleeves and dive into the world of slang. Okay, right away, a pop quiz. What is slang? And, well, don't worry, it's an open book. So, what do we know about slang? It's an informal language that we use with friends, but it's not appropriate for a college essay. It's trendy, it's fun, it's changing fast, and why do we even need to know slang? It's not only to blend in, per se, but to understand American movies, understand jokes, understand pop songs. There is a lot of slang, a lot of expressions in an everyday American English. But from the very beginning, let's make it clear that slang is informal. And that's the main purpose of slang. It's informal. It's not to be used during the job interview or formal occasions. It's just not polite, and it's not for that purpose. We talk about slang to spice up our casual conversation with friends. How cool is that? And that is our first word. So, cool, it's old and reliable. What is cool? Everything. Are we on schedule? Cool, let's do that. How do you like my new hat? Wow, that's a cool hat. How was your vacation? Oh, that was totally cool. Cool can be used in anything that is awesome or you want to agree with. I don't know. You got your new phone? Perfect. That's cool. Or if you want to say yes without repeating yourself, you can say sure, cool. And that would indicate you agreeing to do something. The next word we're going to use is chill. Chill, similar to cool, again, about temperatures, but chill is about being relaxed and doing something without hurry and totally lay back. But here's the word of warning. When people say Netflix and chill, it's a little bit more than just relaxing. So if somebody invites you over, you better find out what movie you're going to be watching if it's truly a Netflix date. So, but we're keeping everything PG-13 here. So let's move on to our next word. And that word is sick. Sick. Well, that sounds very unpleasant. Sick. No, not that kind of sick. What kind of sick? It's similar to cool. How was the movie? Oh man, that was sick. That means it was awesome, it was great, and it was something unusual. What do you say if you have to leave suddenly? You're realizing that you didn't lock your car, and in the middle of the meeting, you have to get up and, well, I just said we're not going to talk about it at work, but with a colleague, informally, you can say, hey, I'm going to bail. I need to go and check my car if I locked it. That would be the keyword, bail. Another one, talking about the movies, if it's something is too tacky, too sentimental, you can say it's cheesy. How is that song? Oh, I don't know. That song was cheesy. I like that, but it's not an everyday song I would listen to. Or if you're talking about romantic comedies or just a pure romantic movie, it's like, oh, did you like that movie? That was great, but it was kind of cheesy at the end. So, too sentimental, tacky, over over the board. What if you don't like something? You can say cringe. Um, a good example of it would be imagine yourself going to karaoke and spending the night listening to your friend who is passionate but absolutely without any sense of music or good voice, and then all you can do is just cringe and listen. So if somebody will say, hey, how was the karaoke last night? Ugh, that was total cringe fest. That indicates that you didn't like it and it made you ugh, like irky feeling. Okay? So is it nice to say something so directly? For that, we have yet another word. It's savage. Um, it's something that if the person totally doesn't care about what anybody thinks, and just being maybe even tactless. For example, she asked her boss for the raise on her first day of work. That's savage. So it's unheard of. Savage. Next word we're going to talk about is ghosting. Oh, ghosting is a very, very sad thing. So, you know how sometimes you send a text to your friend and they don't answer? Maybe you can see that they saw the text or message and yet they're not answering. What do? You try to write one more, hoping that maybe they're busy and couldn't respond. So, how about after 2 or 3 texts? Yeah, that's probably a good time to stop texting and wait until they're gonna text you back because you've been ghosted. Unpleasant, but for some people, it's easier to not to reply to your texts and ghost you instead of telling you directly, hey, that doesn't feel right. Or I don't want to go out anymore. Or whatever that can pertain to. So, what if you don't want to make a big deal of anything? You say, hey, it's a low key. Low key can be, for example, a party. Hey, come over next weekend. We're going to barbecue, totally low key, and we're going to just chill and relax. Low key means don't make a big deal of it. You don't have to pack your special dish and get dressed in some kind of themed clothes or something. Again, low key is just when everything is nice, chill, not a big deal, people getting together just to hang out. On the opposite, high key is when it's really something important. I high key can't wait until the new season of that show. High key would be like equivalent to totally, or something that you would like to escalate. Well, opposite of the low key. Next one, we're going to talk about a common expression saying, you will hear it a lot, saying, what's up? What's up is a tricky one. I remember at the when I just moved to the United States and I was living in a tall apartment building and had to take an elevator to go downstairs. So last floor, in the elevator, and my neighbor walks in, and he immediately asks me, it's like, what's up? Well, he is being polite. He totally didn't expect me raising my head and looking into the ceiling, because I truly thought that maybe something is up there, and what's up is not actually a friendly hello, but an advice. Look up, and here's a warning. That was very embarrassing when he had to explain to me what actually that meant. And that's when I realized that it's not easy to learn about slang, but knowing slang is very important. What I would like you to do, my dear listeners, is to continue with our series of broadcasts and podcasts, where we're going to investigate several types of slang. For example, what are the teenager slang? We have our college kids who have completely different conversation from the teenager who are middle schoolers. Do you think the East Coast and the West Coast have the same slang? No way. That's totally different. Some major things like cool and chill, those will overlap. But there are drastic differences in the slang of East Coast and West Coast. We're going to explore that too. And finally, what is so special about California? Oh, that's going to be a totally gnarly podcast. You have to stay and wait and listen. We will have a series of 4 podcasts. This is the first one. I am flying solo. Next one, we will have with our teenagers, and we're going to talk in episode 2, we're going to talk about youth lingo, what teenagers speak, and we have a special guest who is a college student, freshman in college, who still remembers all the slang of high school, and that would be great excursion. So if you're the parent who is trying to figure out what your kids are talking about, that's exactly the podcast for you. We're going to follow by the middle schoolers, getting deep. Those talk in code. Trust me. We're going to have 2 friends, middle schoolers, and they will demonstrate the use of the slang and blacktop. What is a blacktop? You will know when we have our 3rd episode. And the final episode is going to be authentic to Russian speakers. So here for the 3rd episode, I will have a special guest with whom we will be discussing not only slang of California and America, but the perception of what's being said and how it's being said by the foreigner who just emerging themselves into American culture and English language. That's going to be our last and the 4th podcast. After that, I am planning on doing several culturally specific podcasts with Spanish speakers, Farsi speakers, and German speaking guests. But that is in the future. So today we're going to focus on our first episode, and thank you for staying with us. I'm looking forward to seeing you in my studio next week, same time, same place. Well, not the radio anymore, but see you soon, and enjoy your Slang School.